So in the previous lecture, we were going over how to create the home page and the page for animals. And I just wanted to break it up into 2 lectures so that it didn't take too much of a long block of time in order for you to go through it. So I hope you've had a good break and you're ready to just finish this off with a table and the list. So let's start with the easier of the 2. Let's go for the lists first. So let's first add a title. I think we forgot to add a title on the animals.html. Oh no, we've got that there. Perfect. So I'm just going to add a title here, tickets. And then I'm going to add a header here. Again, just saying tickets, dash, prices, and TCs, terms and conditions. Okay. So I'm going to leave a bit of space for us to the table in a second. And I'm going to have a H3 here. And I actually want to have this in italics because I think it would just look nicer. This is for the terms and conditions header. So let's go for that. So I want this to be in italics. If it will let me. Nope. Okay, well I'll just write it in manually. So here we go. So for this, I basically want to say terms and conditions. I don't know why, but I just think it will look better with italics. So once we've done that, we want to create our list. And we don't want this to be an ordered list because we don't want it to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want it to be an unordered list. So for unordered list, we use UL, unordered list. Perfect. And then we want to add list items with LI. Okay, so hopefully you remembered that. If not, no worries, takes time. I don't want this to be on 2 separate. There we go. So let's say no entry after 11 PM. I'm just going to copy and paste this line. Makes it a bit easier. No wrestling with the snakes. I think that's quite an important thing. And let's also say no refunds unless no refunds if caught wrestling with the reptiles. I think that's quite reasonable. So let's have a look at this. Go to tickets. Perfect. So we have our title here, which is our H1, and then we have our terms and conditions, and those all look very good. So now we just want to create our table. So hopefully you found this okay. So I'm going to put a H3 again that's just called tickets, prices, maybe types and prices. So first of all, the first tag we want to use is table to say we are creating a table. The next thing we want to do after that is we want to create a table row. So our first row is going to be the headers because we want it, this is where we're basically giving names to the columns. So our first header I think we should have as admission type. That's quite long, so I'm just going to put type because I want to say, you know, adults, kids, students, that kind of stuff. And let's have 3 different types. No, sorry, 3 different columns. So we're going to have type, we're going to have price, and let's have description, or let's just have notes for now. Okay, so these are going to be the initial headers. So if we take a look at this, fantastic. So I just want to point out that although it doesn't look like a table yet, it's like it doesn't have the borders and stuff like that, we will be going into how to style tables. So don't worry, we're just making sure we've got the basics down for now. So now we want to create some data, some table data. So we're going to do another row and then TD for table data. And of course, we want to do this 3 times. So the type, let's do this as an adult. The price is going to be, let's say, $15. and then the notes are ages 21 plus for an adult, or I guess 18 is usually. Let's go for 18. Okay, so now I want to have adults, children, and let's say students. So we're going to do, we've got adult here, so let's go for child. Let's go for $8. Let's go for, actually, yeah, okay, and then we'll go for ages under 18. Of course, in real life, you wouldn't call like a 17-year-old a child at all. I just can't think of the right word at the moment. So anyone who's under 18 taking this course, please do not take offense. And then finally, let's have students, and they can get in for $10. I'm going to say valid with student card. So the student would have to bring their card along to make it valid. Let's take a look. Perfect. And there we have our table. And so that's everything that we had in our requirements. So we have our home page, we have our unordered list, which makes our navigation, and then we have our image, and then we have our call to action, which takes us to our animals, which has this nice, beautiful picture of a snake. We click on it, takes us to the Wikipedia site, and then we have our tickets, which gives us a nice unordered list, and it also gives us a table. So if you're able to do all of this by yourself, or if you're able to do it whilst watching, with a bit of help from me in these 2 lectures, congratulations, that's huge. It's so important to have these foundations down. So really, really well done. If you're still not feeling too confident, I recommend you give it another try. Try it one thing at a time. See if you can create a navigation page that can take you between different web pages. That's so helpful. Navigation bar, sorry. And then see if you can add images. See if you can link them. It's really a matter of trying it over and over and gaining confidence. There's a lot to do with confidence. And even if you just start by doing headers and paragraphs just to begin with, that's absolutely fantastic. If you can do that confidently, then move on to adding images. But this is a really good point at which we've gone over a nice amount of different parts of HTML. So if there's some parts you're still not sure of, feel free to go back and check out earlier lectures. But I really, really recommend you just keep practicing. Getting practical yourself is the best way to get good at this. So I hope this has gone well for you. You've done very well to get to this point, and I will see you in the next lecture.